let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go.
Six.
It's beautiful.
Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up, and let's go.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. So good to have you along with us this morning. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com and the Rush Radio Android app or the TuneIn app, thank you so much for downloading that app and getting us into your phone, in your car, wherever you choose to listen. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, thank you so much. Give this channel a subscription, give the video a like, and, of course, start leaving your comments in the comments section. And don't forget to follow us on our social media channels, X, Facebook, and Instagram. Let's bring in the man of the hour, a buff, a ripped, a good-looking, freshly haircut.
One of these things, one of those things. I now know the game we're playing. One of those things was true. I did get a haircut last week.
You did?
I'm Carter, making me look fly again. Cuts my hair, makes it look like I have more hair. I don't understand how the science works. Magic man.
But you also chose to get back into the gym yesterday, right? And that's why I said your pecs are ripped. You've got 6-pack abs. You are a man who is trying to impress somebody. Either that or just stay healthy.
Can I tell you the full truth?
Yeah,
I was drug into the gym by my girlfriend.
Oh,
That's the truth. I ain't trying to impress nobody. I'm trying to impress Courtney. So I got drugged into the gym yesterday. I think she gets sick of me though, dude. She's getting sick of me because I can't shut this off. I can't shut up. And like when I'm uncomfortable or I'm in a situation I'm not usually in, it gets worse. I talk my way out of it. Like my emotions and my feelings just become my words. Well, what do most people that go to the gym? Most people go to the gym by themselves, and they want nobody talking to them. Right? That's not me. It's not me. And I realized yesterday we were about 2 minutes into our workout that she's kind of annoyed by me.
because you would rather talk than work out, right?
Yeah, Well, I mean, first of all, I'm super dramatic. So stretching's the hardest part for me. I don't mind stretching. Sucks. It hurts. I'll start sweating. I don't mind the working out part. It's the stretching. And so I verbalize that. Again, as soon as we start stretching, I start bitching.
It's ow, 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 ow.
Why do we do this? Why do we do this? We're paying them to do this? This is stupid. And most of the time she kind of laughs along like, ha, 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 ha. And yesterday it was like, are you going to do this all the time? Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Sit and reach. Tyler says sit and reach can kick rocks. Sit and reach can suck nuts is what sit and reach can do. That from the time I was a little kid. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, right? The Presidential Fitness Award. I got the Academic Fitness Award.
Hold on for a second. Stop that thought because I got it. Look at this. Mike puts this in and says, my gym has wristbands that indicate if you want to be social or not. What are we doing here? I
kind of think that's a brilliant idea.
Oh, I don't. It says, don't talk to me. It says, leave me alone.
Yeah.
It says, I'm not social.
Yes. Travis, you love personality profiles.
I do.
And why? Because it gives you an indication of the type of person you're dealing with, right? I would love that. I would love to see a yellow wristband And that way I would know if I walk up to that person, they're not being mean to me. They're just not nice. It's not me they don't like. It's people. Oh, that makes it easier for me to accept. This is where your personality profile things actually do pay off, right? Because you get an idea of who you're dealing with. And I think that's what the wristband thing is for.
How are you supposed to meet new people, though? You're supposed
That's
to.
the thing. I don't want to meet new people. It's a giant signal to the world. Don't come talk to me. I'm here to work out, get my 30 minutes in, and get out of here. I got to get back to work. And then you got guys like me. Hey, everybody.
See, the wristband to me, which I wear several wristbands, but it's the safe space of the gym. We're creating a safe space. But safe space. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. And you're
Ryan says
personality profiles. In fact, I did a long workshop yesterday where we had 12 people in the room. I broke down their personalities. I had them take the predictive index, showed them how they're going to work together as a team. And we spent about 4 or 5 hours together going through those personality profiles and then laid out the project and said, hey, this is where you're going to have trouble. But at the end of the day, you have to communicate. You even if you don't like people, even if you don't like to put yourself out there, you can't have a successful project unless you communicate. So you better figure out how you want to communicate. Because what we don't hear is what we have here.
Yeah, right.
Failure to communicate.
Had a conversation with another one of our good friends who loves the personality profiles. Okay. And he was talking to me about a great example of how these things play out in relationships, in your home, relationships in your work. When you're frustrated with another human being in any way, and we've all been there with everybody in our life, a coworker. I rarely get frustrated with Travis, but it's happened in the years we've been together. We've had a few moments.
Well, 15 years, it's going to happen.
Exactly right. And at some point, and I bet Travis, if we went back, I mean, obviously I had a lot of shit going on in my life for some of that, but for some of those things, it would have been down to those personality profiles. How were we communicating with each other? And for a lot of those things in your life, we just had one in the office the other day where a couple people were not getting along. In fact, it wasn't even two coworkers. It was one of our agents and another agent. And Mark broke it down beautifully. He's like, yes, because your expectations for this thing were not met. Their expectations were here. Yours were here. Here's how you communicate. Here's how they feel. He's like, it's all right. It's all, if you read the language in these emails here, it's all right here. It all says this person is, and Mark was even putting the words on it. This guy's an Enneagram 6. He wants action. This person wants the soft language. This person's in whatever that word, That's what happened here. And then once they understood that, everybody in the room went, "Oh, you're just different."
Ryan says they're going to give Ross a wristband that blinks. It says, "Please talk to me. Please talk to me."
That would be me. Remember the blue light special at Kmart?
At Kmart. Yeah. Nick says it's like a wedding ring. Don't talk to me. Unfortunately, with my track record, the wedding ring has started more conversations than not having one on.
I don't want to know who initiated them. What is it? Jay says Ross at the gym looking like he's at a Taylor Swift concert. What am I missing there?
You would have the friendship bracelets on. So the Taylor Swift friendship bracelets on.
That's what happens.
And it would be the new concert. Kansas City Chiefs version of the friendship bracelet. I'm going to get you a shirt that says, "Please talk to me. Please talk to me." I need
a shirt that says, "Be ready. I'm going to talk to you." Sorry. I know you can't help it that you don't like to talk to people. I can't help it either. I know that you don't like me, and I don't like me either. And I'm trying to be different.
A good example of this, folks, and we've touched upon it briefly. We've never really dove into it because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But Ross went on a 2.5-week walk with somebody, and there's a group of 4 men, and one of the men didn't want to talk. And,
and which again, different personality.
But
he was my roommate the first couple nights.
And he was Ross's roommate, and it's like, would you just shut up? Would you just be quiet, please?
At one point, he literally ran away from me on the trail. I thought something was wrong. I saw him running. I'm like, oh, we're not supposed to run. Something's wrong. And I caught up.
Full backpack on,
and I caught up with him. And they told me, I'm trying to get away from you.
And then I believe it annoyed him that you talked to everybody else on the trail. Oh, where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from?
I gathered a community of people. And he wanted to be by himself. And I kept bringing more people close. Think of how awkward that was for him. And how he had a plan for this trip. He wanted it to be, and he's just a different personality than me. And I love that.
I go both ways.
I love it.
I go both ways. Meaning,
you do. Your battery goes on and off.
Yes, and that because I know a lot of people have come up to me like at a bait shop or other places where out and about. They go, "Boy, you're not what you are on the radio." I go, "What do you mean by that?" I go, "My personality doesn't change. I'm going to say something politically incorrect if it comes up."
Yeah,
but I said I'm not. I am one of those rare intro extroverts, meaning I'm probably more introverted than most people realize. Meaning I like being by myself. I can just not talk to anybody for days if that was needed. But if you give me a microphone and you give me a camera or something, I can turn it on, and it's instantaneous. If I'm in a situation where I need to be sociable, I can be sociable. But for the most part, I don't really want to be sociable. I have a very core group of people that I'm sociable with. Ross is one of those. My wife is one of those, thankfully. My buddy Pat is one of those.
That'd be weird.
True. Oh, we've gone weeks without talking before.
And I do think, Travis, there's this thing to we all know, not all of us, unfortunately, but a lot of us know that difference between being in parent mode and being in not parent mode. When you go to a Hawkeye game with your buddies, that's a different me than the guy on a Tuesday afternoon at the dinner table, right? That's a different, I'm in a different world. There are different, I have a different responsibility. When I've got Audrey with me, I'm in a protective, alert, right? When I'm the idiot in the group of 30 guys, buckle up.
So did you get any workout in yesterday?
Oh, I had good conversations. I had really good conversations.
You worked your jaw off.
Yeah. I talked fishing for a while. I think that's where I lost Courtney, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. We were between workouts. And we were walking, and a gentleman stopped me, and he was like, hey, I want to chat with you about fishing. And, of course, I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then I look up, and Courtney's, in a different room by herself doing a workout. If I just stretch this conversation a little bit longer, she'll finish that up by herself. She doesn't need my help.
See, it should just be, I'll drive you to the gym. I'll drop you off. Yeah. I'll sit in the lobby and I'll just talk to everybody.
Then we both get what we want out of this.
Yes. You don't really want to work out. You just want to meet people.
She wants a buff boyfriend is what she wants.
Well, that's never going to happen.
I'm trying.
You need to start taking some testosterone then. You need
I've actually thought about I've thought about just for some other reason, you know what I mean? I'm slowing down like everybody. I'm getting old. Father time's kicking my ass, Trav.
Can't get it up anymore?
No, I can. That's not a
That's not a problem. That's not why I need the
stiff breeze. Whoa, wait. Oh, shoot. No, I don't know why. Belly fat starting to, but that shoulder thing that I have, I think that's a cortisol issue from the internet tells me my sore shoulder is a cortisol issue.
Cortisol?
I don't even know what cortisol is.
My daughter cannot produce cortisol. So she actually has a shot to where so she has to carry a shot around her with her all the time.
Can I get some of that?
No, you can't, because that costs money every time I go to. We got to refill it. So we have to teach our roommates how to give a shot.
On the streets, there's an upcharge for this stuff.
There's an upcharge?
Can I just get a little?
Just need the cortisol. You need my cortisol.
Can I get a quarter shot? Can I get that cordo?
Not cortisone, cortisol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe you're saying it wrong, or I don't know.
Do you want a cortisone shot in your shoulder?
No.
You'd be like, yeah, look at me. I'm a brand new man.
Oh, that brought back a memory. You just brought.
You want the testosterone? I'm on the Flomax. We're good to go. Good to go. I want to pick up where we left off yesterday. We're going to get to the Iowa Hawkeye depth chart and, of course, Mark Gronowski and the pressures he's facing probably in hour number 2. Okay. But I want to pick up where we left off yesterday, Ross. We were talking about Cal Raleigh.
Oh, yeah.
And Cal Raleigh for the Seattle Mariners. And we talked yesterday about how he hit home run number 49. And that broke the Major League Baseball record for home runs by catchers. Well, last night, Cal Raleigh hit home run number 50. This guy is on fire. And, it's rare that a catcher hits as many home runs as Cal Raleigh has. He now has 50, and he's got a month left in the season. He might end up with 60 on the pace he's going. But he's added to a couple more records that I think is even more impressive. And that is he becomes just the second Mariner of all time to hit 50 or more home runs. Do you know who the other Mariner to do that was?
Mariner to hit 50 home runs. The easy answer is Ken Griffey Jr. He did not do it.
Yes, he did.
Did it? Was it Ken Griffey Jr.? I thought it was Edgar. I was going to go to Edgar Martinez.
No, it was Ken Griffey Jr. He did it twice.
Okay, all right.
So that's pretty good company to keep, right? Wow. And there's been some pretty good players come through the Mariner organization.
Yeah.
But anybody hits 50 home runs, that's a big number, no matter who it is. But it's Cal Raleigh and Ken Griffey Jr. when it comes to the 50 home run club of Mariners.
And then Travis, again, that conversation we had yesterday, which was a fun one to think about when you rattled through those names. Second Mariner ever, but when you realize it's a catcher doing it, that seems to me to be more impressive than being just the second Mariner. I didn't realize that there's only one other dude that had hit 50. 50's a lot. 50's why does that seem so watered down in my head? Like if you just said name the Mariners that had 50 home runs, I probably would have rattled off 3 or 4 guys. Maybe Jay Buhner. Hey, Jay Buhner, how many did he have 1 year? He probably had 30, maybe 1 year. Why does that feel watered down?
I'm kind of with Jay when it comes to this. I always confuse me how catchers aren't fantastic hitters. They watch half the pitchers every game. They should know what ball is what the ball is going to do. And I always look at their size, right? I always thought, growing up, you had this perception catchers are these fit guys, burly guys. And it always kind of shocks me that catchers' numbers aren't better up and down when it comes to home runs.
This is a great question for maybe, dude, if we should reach out. We should reach out to like Casey Blake. A guy that played Major League Baseball. In fact, dude, who could maybe help us out with this would be my buddy Jeff Lanning. Jeff played professional baseball. Up through the minor leagues for several years and transitioned positions a couple times. Was a catcher at one point. Could rake. Why is that? Okay, so there are a couple things I would think of. Number one, they spend more time not hitting. Now, I don't want to take away from a shortstop and a third baseman and a first baseman. They spend a lot of time in the field working on their craft. Does a catcher spend more time behind the plate? Is it more physically taxing? It is more physically taxing than any other position on the field. So that could be a factor that encompasses the whole game. Why have catchers traditionally been not the best hitters on the team? I don't want to say the worst hitters on the team because that's not fair. But I think if you looked at Major League batting averages by position, catcher would be the worst. That's a fun thing. Why is that? Those are my first guesses. They just spend the most time out of the cage, actually behind the plate, working on their defensive craft. But you would think they would have the most knowledge of the pitchers. Maybe they run something there. Spend the most time with their homework working on the pitcher, not the opposing pitcher. I don't know.
And the other reason I wanted to bring up Cal Raleigh today is, he's now leads Major League Baseball in all-time home runs for a catcher. He's just the second Mariner to hit 50 home runs or more, joining Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr. hit 56 twice. So
wow.
Yeah. So, but with a month left in the season and the way Cal Raleigh's been hitting the baseball, that's impressive. Here's what's even more impressive, Ross. Cal Raleigh becomes just the second player in Major League Baseball history, not catcher, player, to hit 50 or more home runs as a switch hitter. He has 30 from the left side. He has 20 from the right side. The one he hit last night came from the right side. Do you know who the other player was?
That one I know. That'd be Mickey Mantle.
It is Mickey Mantle. Did it in 1952 and 1961.
61, he hit 60, 61 and 61, right? Or no, that was Maris. Maris at 61.
That was Maris.
Mantle was pushing him and chasing him up to that point. He like, yeah.
But to do it from both sides of the plate, and I know it's not 50-50, but go to 30 and 20, that's
really cool.
Yeah.
What a stud. What a freaking stud from both sides of the plate. JB and I looked at if he had 44 home runs one year. He came close. Cal Raleigh, here, Travis, here's the other thing about this. Do you know a lot of people heard that name for the first time this year?
Probably yesterday when I brought up the record.
Some of them, he was in the home run derby in the All-Star game. He made a splash early on in the season. I don't remember who, I don't remember what it was, if he had a certain number of home runs in June. And because I can remember a text message in a group of buddies like, hey, I've never, and this is a sports guy. He's like, I've never heard this guy's name before, and he leads them, or he's like behind Aaron Judge at the time in home runs or something. And then that group of guys, that conversation has mentioned Cal Raleigh a few times in that reference of like, hey, your boy's still raking. This would be a good one to talk to. Marshalltown Booker says, find Jeff Clement. Remember the name Jeff Clement?
I don't.
Catcher from Iowa, played for the Mariners, holds the national high school home run record. I think he's tied with a kid named James Peterson from Winterset. That they both hit a crazy amount of home runs in their high school career. I coached against Jeff Clement when he was like 13 years old.
Really? Was he hitting bombs then?
Dude. We show up at this game. I'm coaching an all-star team. I got a pretty good group of kids. We win our first round, maybe even won the second round. We go to play Marshalltown in like the third round. And my best friend, Scott, who is a coach to this day and a very, very smart coach, we're like 19 years old coaching these kids. And we walk onto the field and my best friend grabs me and says, hey, you need to make a pitching change today. We cannot throw our best pitcher today. We have to save him for the next round. I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, we're going to lose today. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? He says, look across the field. This is a true story. Look across the field. He's like, do you see that kid swinging the bat? And dude, I'm not kidding. You looked up and there's this man in a kid's uniform. I'm like,
they don't make jerseys big enough for him. They're like, get that kid an extra large.
And Scott knew.
He's wearing a medium.
Scott's like, the coach that's walking across here to talk to us, that's Coach Clement from Marshalltown. I think that's his kid. And sure enough, he came over and Scott knew him and they're talking and Scott's like, is that your son? And this coach is like, because his older boy was really good. And he goes, yeah, he's special. I remember we played in a big field out in 4 Mile. There was a pretty good wind coming in from right field. I think he hit 2 home runs and 2 triples. I was not smart enough to throw my second best pitcher. Wasted my best arm that night. Lost to Clement. Went out the next night and the next day didn't have the arms, out of the tournament.
Why didn't you take the advice of your coach?
Pride.
We can win this game.
Yes,
one guy's not going to beat us.
Exactly. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
The 2 home runs probably went. 2 home runs probably went to left field. The triples went to dead center where nobody could run it down.
Travis, he was left-handed. If the wind was blowing in from right, he hit them into the wind. I'm not making any of this up. Launched balls. Kaboom! Like, oh, jeez. Do they get 9 runs when you hit it that far? BJ, one of my players just wrote in. BJ, we had so much fun. That was such a good time, Travis. And
at 13, are you playing on a full-size field at that point?
Well, these kids were 13, 14, on the big field. That was why I coached them, because I liked coaching like leading off and pickoffs and that sort of stuff. Oh, we had so much fun until you went out there and got lit up. It was like, oh, gee. Then it sucked.
I don't like that attitude of, what do you mean we're going to lose today? What kind of attitude is that, coach? How can you say that?
The smart one, the long play. He was being smart. He was going, hey, we can make it further in this tournament if we back it. Got to go slow to go fast, Lightning. Nah, I'm going to barrel into this corner.
Poor roster management, get you beat, and then get you beat in game number 2.
Poor roster baiters. That's what it was.
Poor roster baiters from a faraway hills. I got to talk to my graphic artist because the roster baiter shirt not done yet. Hopefully, we're going to have it up by the end of the week. But speaking of merch, somebody went on the merch store last night and brought in a big haul. Got a couple hoodies of Black and Gold Rush. Got a coffee mug. Got another hoodie of the Rush Radio Show. If you would like yourself a Rush Radio mug, a Rush Radio hoodie, long sleeve t-shirt, or a Black and Gold Rush t-shirt, just go to therushradio.com, click on the merch tab. Click on the merch tab and make your order today. Of course, 15% of all the profits of our merch sales go to Can Play Iowa. And our first check, which is going out the door, will be help to buy soft toss footballs for Can Play. So we know where the money's going. We know what it's going to be used for. And you can help out a great organization. And also you can support the Rush Radio Show by saying, you know what? I listen to the Rush on a daily basis. It is the Rush Radio Show. Go ahead.
Do you want to go to break here, right? Because I had something I wanted to share with you that'll take a minute, and it fits perfectly at the end of the show. Okay. Okay. Something happened yesterday I've never experienced before. Okay, give me one second.
Really? Oh, hold on. Am I waiting for you? No, I'm waiting for.
No. I'm right here.
Okay.
I get a phone call from my mailman yesterday, and he's like, "Hey."
That's usually a bad sign in previous
It has been in the past. This was a good one. This is why I have the mail. People are like, the mailman has your number. We're friends. He calls and he's like, hey, there's a postage due letter being delivered. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. He's like, this is rare, but every now and again it happens. Like, you basically have a little package that's being delivered, but you have to pay for it if you want to accept it. He's like, you don't have to accept it. I can take it back if you want. And I'm like, no, it's like $6. I'm like, well, what is it? He goes, I don't know. I can't tell. It's tiny. So I came home, and sure enough, there's this package on my door and on my mailbox, and it's a little bit larger than a normal envelope and a little bit heavier and rigid. Can't bend it. And it has my address as the return address.
Hold on. So you mailed yourself a package?
I did not mail myself a package. What I received inside said package was a Tim Dwight signed, authenticated, numbered card.
Wow.
My favorite Hawkeye.
Why do I not remember Tim Dwight with the Falcons?
Oh, really? That's where he got his didn't he get his Super Bowl touchdown with the Falcons?
I forget. But I don't remember him with the Falcons for some reason.
Anyway.
I don't know why that is.
So got that in the mail yesterday. Thought that was very cool. Thanks to a listener that sent that to me. So that's very, 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 very nice of you.
But you could have played for the postage. Just saying. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the RushRadio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Brendan Santone, sales manager at Willis Cadillac, here with you in August, getting ready for back to school time and state fair. They have all kinds of great specials going on this month. Quite a few lease specials. EVs still have the EV tax credit through the end of September. I have quite a few to pick from. IQs, Optics, Lyrics, and the all-new Vistic as well. Stop out and see us over on 100th Street in Clive, or visit us online at williscadillac.com.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn grows feed for our livestock, food for our families, and clean burning fuel. For your drive to the game this weekend, drive clean with unleaded 88 and support Iowa corn farmers. Go to iowacorn.org to pump it up with unleaded 88. Of course, a lot of you are going to be driving to Ames for the South Dakota game. Some of you are going to be driving, a lot of you are going to be driving to Iowa City for the Albany game. On your way back from Iowa City, or if you're not going to the game and want to listen to something right after it, join the Black and Gold Rush with me and Ross Peterson. We'll be going for a couple hours, taking your phone calls, getting your reaction from the Iowa Hawkeye win over Albany. And yes, I'm going to call it a win already. You can find us at therushradio.com, on YouTube, and of course on the TuneIn app and the Rush Radio Android app. If you want to sign up for our college football pick'em pool, boy, we've got a lot of people signed up already, Ross, which is super, super cool. I didn't know what the reaction would be. It's a free pool. Doesn't cost you anything to enter. We're just going to have fun as a listening group. You can go to therushradio.com now. We've made it a lot easier. Go to therushradio.com, click on the promotions tab, and you'll see the pool right there. Just click it and get signed up. Remember, you got to make your picks on a weekly basis. And the first game that's going to be picked is the Nebraska-Cincinnati game on Thursday. So you're going to want to make your picks right away. Don't overthink it. Just have fun with this. There will be competitive people who look at that each and every week and go, okay, how do I win this pool? And we're going to come up with some prizes and play along with us. Have fun with us. It's good to have you along. And, yeah, I think we got over 100 in there right now. So it'll be a really big competition.
Hey, you love the family that has been built around this show, the community that exists. And I think that the chat is really cool to watch, the family that has grown over there. We do need to send out a quick SOS in a way here, because dude from Iowa hasn't checked in a while. And a lot of people have been looking for that. I mentioned yesterday in the chat, I told some folks, I thought we had an interaction with him at one point in time. I thought if I had a text or a message, I'm sorry, like a private message that said, hey man, I am dude from Iowa and blah, blah, blah. I tried to go find that and I don't find anything like that. And some he hasn't checked in a while. Not that but he was a lot of folks have weighed in and said, hey man, what's going on with dude? So he was in California. Could be that he's listening to the podcast and just not doing the live chat. If that's the case, dude, reach out to one of us on Twitter or Facebook or something. Just send a message, say, hey, all good. Tell the boys I said hi.
Either that or we're going to send Paul Parizek after you. We're going to do a wellness check.
Well, I mean, we need to SOS on dude from Iowa.
Well, here's the thing. Whether you call the show, which you can do at 515-517-2303, or if you participate by tweeting at us, or you participate by going into the chat, even though we may not respond to every tweet, we may not respond to everything that's going on in the chat because there's other conversations going on in there. We keep a pretty good eye on who participates on a daily basis. That's why we've met, or we kind of, when people call, we kind of have talked to them before. And again, the chat is that it's our morning coffee club, and we may not interact with every single one of them, but we do keep an eye on who's there and who's not there.
All right, this is something we'll go back and check on. Charlie said that AI pick that we got back on June 5th, that was from him. That would have come to you. We'll go back. Charlie, thanks for that. We'll go back and look to Travis's email back on June 5 to see if we can find something to reach out. Thanks. Good pick on that, boys. All right.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
See, looking out.
But we worry about everybody. We
don't hear from Rev for a while. Travis, normally, if we don't hear from Rev for a day or two,
it's usually I made him mad. That's usually what happens.
Yeah, usually what happens. But normally you will say to me, like one morning, you'll be like, hey, dude, we haven't heard from Rev. And it is freaking Beetlejuice. I'm like, oh, yeah, you have it. And then, bing, bong hits for Jesus. Like, oh, my God, it's 4:45. What's he doing?
Yeah, usually before we even go live, it's 3, 2, 1, bong hit. I'm like, God, man, it's 4:30. Talk about wake and bake. Wake and bake, man. Wake and bake.
Hey, stay high. You don't got to get high.
And the cool thing about that is, and we're diverting here, but other people pay attention too. and the fact that other people pay attention, and none of these people have probably met, but it's
a few of them. But nothing like that. I've had a chance to meet a few of these guys, right? Roland Raider just went in. That's a guy that's become a friend. I see Sean out and about now. I go out of my way to say hi to him. Great dude. Been to his 4th of July party. I lit off fireworks with that dude. That's this close to tripping with a guy.
Here's the difference. Ross, don't expect that from me, as we mentioned in this first segment. I'm probably not going to go hang out with a lot of you. That's just, I don't hang out with anybody. Ross, you invite him to a party, he's going to show up and be like, hey, what's going on, everybody?
I want to be a yes man. I want to say yeah to life. And I'm glad I did. That was a fun night.
Brandon is listening this morning before going in for his vasectomy appointment.
Oh, good for you. Right?
I'm anti-vasectomy.
He went,
I'm anti-vasectomy.
I said, good for you. You went, The dude's getting ready to go under the knife, and you're going to be like, oh, it's a mistake. I mean, if you didn't want my opinion, but that's a big mistake. You shouldn't be doing that.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Don't cut him up. You don't need to get a vasectomy.
Why? Aren't you doing a pill right now that vasectomizes?
No.
It doesn't? Okay.
Doesn't vasect. It's not a chemical vasectomy. I don't think it's possible.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
it reduces ejaculation. The Flomax does.
This is the thing. Cuts through the red tape.
And maybe it's religious reasons.
Maybe I thought that was it. I really just figured
I think it's
it was
part of it, you know. But I'm one of these guys who
what God has put together, no man shall undo.
Caitlyn says Catholic. Yeah, part of it. I want to keep my seed. I want to keep my seed.
You saw the same thing I did. Ryan goes, his kids listen to this shit. Yeah, he knows.
All four of them.
And now our grandbaby. By the way, holy cute kid. Oh my God.
She's a keeper. She's a
keeper. She'll be all right.
All I ask Abigail to do is, and I don't ask much, but I'm like, hey, all I ask as a grandparent, because we can't be there, is I'd like one picture or video a day. And she's very good at doing it.
What? Oh, good. I'm going to tell you, because I love you and you're my buddy. When you said that seems a little bit excessive to me. Now, as other grandparents out there, and again, I was so lucky. I grew up with mom and dad in town.
Yes.
I can't blame you for it, dude. I'm so happy for you. And
well, I mean, think about it. We live in when Abigail was born, we go through all, really, Abigail, Owen, and Mary. You're talking 96, 99, and 2001. It wasn't like you had a cell phone to take a picture all the time. You were still using an old camera. Come on, new parents, anytime their kids are doing it, just hit send.
Yeah. FaceTime us. But you don't have an iPhone.
Well, you can still do other video chats.
What do you got to do? Facebook Messenger video chat? Oh my gosh. What are we, cavemen?
Listen, I'm an Android guy.
You still use keys to start your car too?
Yes.
What?
No, I got a push button start. Button start.
Okay.
Don't judge. Don't judge.
Oh, you're being judged. When that little green text shows up, I go, yeah.
See,
I'm totally
and Jeanette's going farther than I am. Like we have a group chat that has it's called Sutton's Fan Club.
Yeah.
But all the pictures that are sent go into a Sutton file on Aunt Jeanette's phone.
That's
so she
cool.
She can just go straight to the file and just look at the baby.
I bet she's in heaven.
Going to see her on Sunday. So, yeah.
You guys look good, man. Yeah, I don't know. One of the pictures I saw of you guys the other day, who were you with? Because somebody was between you. I saw a picture you posted. I swear there was a third person in the photo. You both look really good, man. You look happy.
And we are happy. We're going to be really sad. And it's really starting to hit me. I was getting my coffee ready this morning. And I'm not going to say I cried, but I got a little emotional because the countdown is on. And a week from today, I'm going to be an empty nester. I mean, and it is, that final child, the emotions of 20 hours away. It's really, really starting to set in. And so, and this is just a part of life. And people could give me, advice, and it's something you learn from. Like when Audrey goes and we're in our mid-60s, I'm in my mid-60s telling you, don't worry about being an empty nester. It's going to be fine. This is what, but it's one of those next steps. But man, it started, New Orleans wasn't bad for the other kids. And I don't know why, because I could do that in a day. I can't drive Savannah in a day. I can't. And even getting there by flight is a little more difficult, but it is really starting to sit in that this house is going to be completely different in a week. That look at Anjanette. What do you want to do? Let's go out to eat. Let's go out to eat.
Dude, are you taking Greta down?
Yeah, so we leave Sunday.
Okay.
So we were going to leave Saturday, but we got the Black and Gold Rush, and that's a night show. So we're going to get up about 4 a.m, start heading to Oxford.
Do you want me to
Water
get
Valley.
I can get somebody to do the show.
No, it's the first show, dude.
It's your okay. I'm good. I know.
Yeah.
I know you. I know you.
You think I'm going to miss the Black and Gold Rush?
I mean, I was
No
even
way.
going to say I could get somebody to do the Monday show if you want me to reach out to Justin or Bill or somebody to see.
No,
okay.
we're good. And next Monday I'll be live from Water Valley. On Tuesday I'll be live from Savannah. I'll be and the good thing is in Savannah we're an hour ahead, so it'll be a 7 o'clock start.
Nice. You don't have to get up at 4 a.m. or 3 a.m.
I can get up at 5. Get up at 5. But we get into Savannah on Labor Day. We move her in on Tuesday. I think we're going to stay till Thursday, then head back. But I told Anjanette, I said, I got to be back by Saturday because that's the Iowa State game. And so, I really want to be in the studio for that, or we might be in Ames, one or the other. I don't know what the plan is there, but big stuff coming up, and that's my next couple of weeks.
It's a lot. It's a lot of life.
A lot of life. Ross, I don't know if you saw this, but yesterday, the Caitlyn Clark logo was revealed by Nike. Caitlyn Clark now an official Nike signature athlete. Look at that logo. CC. Supposed to demonstrate the magnetism of Caitlyn Clark. Now, I'm not kidding. This is what Nike is saying.
I know. I was going to say, I just about said, quit reading the PR statement. But go ahead, read the PR statement.
So you have the intertwining CCs.
Yeah, I see that.
Which is supposed to represent the magnetism that Caitlyn Clark has.
What? It represents magnetism?
Yes.
What does that mean?
She brings people together. She's magnetic where you're attracted.
That I get. How does the symbol represent magnetism?
I don't know. It's because it's like coming together.
But it's what the company said. So
yes, it's what the company says. And when you have graphic artists, when you have people who goes, hey, let's take take 2 pipes, cut them in half, and then put a slit in there. Yeah. And it looks like
it's a cool look. It's a cool looking CC logo. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's neat looking.
And it's you know what else? It kind of looks like a globe, right? I know it's a little oblong, but it looks like a globe.
Yeah. Okay. This is one of those art things. It's in the eye of the beholder. It represents. You can actually
get a polo shirt. I would wear that. I mean, I have no problem wearing a Caitlyn Clark polo shirt.
Sure. It's not a logo that I mean, dude.
Yes.
It's a logo. It's not. It's. I don't want to poop on this because it's Caitlyn and I love her, and I think it's this whole ride is fantastic. This is. I've got to say the quiet part out loud here, dude. She's got to play the games. This is bad timing. When I saw this announced yesterday, I was like, what? No. The next Caitlyn Clark news is supposed to be when we get to see her play basketball again. Not, hey, guys, there's more opportunity for you to spend more money on the Caitlyn Clark brand. Check it out, everybody. Now Nike has created a different logo so you can buy even more gear because they don't feel like they got enough of your cash just by signing her up. So now we got to do this thing so that grown men in Nebraska buy polos with our logo on it. Not that she's playing basketball. We're not that has nothing to do with it anymore. It became an industry. If she's majorly hurt, they're not going to tell us. They're just going to milk the cow. They're just going to milk the cow. And this is a giant teat hanging down. It's not a great logo. I'll say that too. It's not a great logo. It's
not bad, but it's not great. And somebody said earlier,
it's Under Armour on its side.
Ooh, that I never thought of that. That's a good one, Ross.
It's like Corey just wrote. It's the Champion Sports logo. It's not a great logo. It's Caitlyn, and so it'll be eaten up and spit out, regurgitated. I'm going to be the bad guy for saying all this stuff. Oh, my God. Probably somebody could probably even say, I just don't like women. Probably sexist. Has nothing. I love her. I love this story. I love Caitlyn. I want her to change women's sports and women's basketball forever. This ain't the way that's going to happen. This is fleecing. The announcement has to be, hey, guys, guess when you get to watch Caitlyn Clark play basketball again? And then the next time she drops a 40-point game on somebody, that's when you go, hey, everybody, guess what we've been working on? It's not a great logo. It's not life-changing. They're going to slap that on existing merchandise, up the price, and people will buy it. And by the way, Nick is right. They're trying to strike while the iron is hot. They absolutely. This might be the last swing on the anvil if she can't come back and play. I mean, listen, is Caitlyn Clark going to be a brand forever? Yes. Yes, forever. Caitlyn Clark is going to be a brand, and she'll be out doing the speaking circuit, and maybe she'll be, the commissioner of the WNBA in 15, 20 years. Right? I mean, there's the sky is the limit right now. This is a bad look, in my opinion. This is weird timing. As soon as I saw this yesterday, it was like Caitlyn Clark news. I was like, all right, here we go. A new logo. What? Yeah, it's great. Check out the new logo that Nike is going to slap on some of their gear. So those $4 sweatshop crap that you've been buying anyway, now it's got a new logo on it. Now it costs us $4.17. But now it's $78. You want the brand new previously Jumpman logo. Previously we pivot. It's not I shouldn't shit on the logo. It's not, because S. Williams says looks okay to me. I don't mean to knock on the logo.
Yeah,
it's nothing special.
It's simple. You understand it. It's a fine logo. It's not outstanding, but I think everything that's on apparel, and this is, it's not fair to anybody who's going to become a signature athlete. Anything that's on apparel is always compared to the Jumpman. The Jumpman is, I mean,
that's a good point.
You see the Jumpman, you know exactly what that is.
Good point.
And the truth is, besides the TW of Tiger Woods, which is no longer a Nike athlete, I don't know if I know anybody else's logo. There are other signature athletes. If you were to show me Kobe's, I don't know if I would know it right offhand.
When you say it, I don't. Like when you say Kobe's logo, gosh, got to think of that. I know it's in my brain somewhere, and somebody's going to say it, and we're going to go, oh, yeah. How about this? How weird is this? What about the Shaq logo? Do you know the Shaq? You don't know it?
No.
It's Shaq like Duncan with his knees flying up through the air. Now it rings a bell to you, right?
Yes.
But what does that logo represent to you? Does it represent anything? Because I'll tell you what it says to me. It says to me, inexpensive, cheap. It says Walmart because that's what it's a Walmart brand. That Shaq intentionally did that. Why don't I hold that in high regard of like, oh, he's doing things the right way and making shoes affordable and putting. I'm not impressed by the Jumpman logo, but I'm also not out here bragging about Shaq.
You're not impressed by the Jumpman logo?
I don't care. Like what I mean by that is brands don't do it for me. You having purchased something that has a certain brand on it does not impress me a bit. I've never understood the thing of like walking around like a billboard. You know what I mean? We have people
but you are influenced by brands. I guarantee when you go fishing or something like that, you have certain fishing gear that you tend to.
Absolutely. There's quality. There's quality. Absolutely. I have brand loyalty. Once I use something and it works and I like it, yep, that makes sense and I'll do that. Nike was never that for me. I never was a Nike guy. Anyway. This is weird timing to me. And it screams to me, fleecing. Need your money now. What? Why hasn't she been, there's all sorts of stuff. And I don't want to be critical of Caitlyn but there's a part of me that's like, what have you been working on?
Well, I mean, she's not really working on this. The Nike people are, and she signed the Nike deal last year for, a record $28 million.
You're absolutely right. I'm just trying to tell you how cynical and stupid my brain is.
But I don't disagree with you in the fact that the WNBA has lost its luster without her playing. She needs to be in. I don't want her to rush it because you want her to stay healthy. This is a long game, not a short game. But the interest in the league has totally dissipated, not just from my standpoint. A lot of people have stopped watching it because she's not there.
And the quality of the product, Travis, again, like that strike while the iron is hot. Got a phone call last night from a former coworker, my buddy Dan Adams, who I used to do a radio show with on WHO. And he called me and he's like, what'd you do? He's like, I had a lovely night last night in Minneapolis. I'm like, oh, really? What'd you guys go up there for? He said, came up here to watch the Fever. Dude, they're just as bad in person as they are on TV. Think that's a guy that's going to go out of his way to go to another WNBA game?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Unless Caitlyn Clark is playing.
Right.
Casey says, I don't think the CC shoe or apparel will debut until next year. That's not true. Casey, don't mean to. You're right about the shoe. The shoe's not coming out until 2026. The first CC shirt is coming out September 1, and then you have other apparel coming out in October. So you're going to have the apparel. The shoe is not going to get launched until 2026. So it's kind of going to be the staggered launch for Caitlyn Clark.
This is a good point. When they were showing Rocco Beck's dad, Anthony, in the stands the other day, you noticed that he was wearing Rocco's hat. It's like the RB thing. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That logo? Actually, that's kind of a cool logo. I think the Tiger Woods one is kind of cool. I like these comments back to back because Coach Hersom says, yeah, a lot of folks are incorporating those now. Taylor says should have incorporated the 22 logo to make it more recognizable. I think that's fair. That it does kind of look like the Coach or there's a couple of different like purse brands that have the interlocking things. Not coach. Coach says coach. But anyway, that's become a very popular thing. Let's just interlock the first letters. I'm very good with capitals.
Do you think and again, they've been working on this for a while, but do you think they're like, okay, we can't hold on to it anymore, and maybe the interest is starting to wane a little bit? Let's get her back in the news.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's again, man, the Chanel. Thank you, Miss Puffer. Thank you. I think that's absolutely what this was, Trav. When you saw this yesterday, if you just saw, there's Caitlyn Clark news. And that's kind of how I remember this. I didn't see like logo. I remember seeing something like, hey, Caitlyn Clark's in the news again. There's news about Caitlyn Clark. Imagine my disappointment when the news was, there's more opportunities for you to spend money. Mega corporation wants your cash. And they've created a fun way for them for you to give it to them.
515-517-2303. When we come back, we're going to change subjects to college football. The Hawkeyes released their depth chart yesterday. No surprise that Mark Gronowski is your number one quarterback, and the pressure that he is under by assuming that spot, because the Hawks have always seemed to have a little trouble when it comes to consistency at quarterback. And we'll discuss when we come back on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
You've got enough on your plate, so when it's time to reset, grab a Fresca. Bold citrus, zero sugar, zero caffeine. Just clean, crisp refreshment that never goes out of style, whether it's post-work, post-gym, or just a break from the noise. Fresca's got your back. Pick up a Fresca at your local retailer today.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
At Midwest Landscapes and Hardscapes, we know that the only way to do business is the fair way. That means honest quotes, no surprises, and work that speaks for itself. From the first sketch to the final sweep, we keep you in the loop because communication builds trust, and trust builds beautiful spaces. Midwest Landscapes and Hardscapes, fair, skilled, thorough. Just the way it should be.
Summer break is winding down and school is starting. Done on the drop-off line this year with a new Chevy from Willis Chevy. For the month of August, you get 0% financing on select TurboMax, Silverado 1500 trucks. And if an SUV is more your speed, you can take advantage of $299-month lease on the incredible 2025 Chevy Equinox. Get your back-to-school shopping done right at Willis Chevy in Granger, just 15 miles north of the metro. Stop into our showroom or visit us online at willischevy.com.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig, plantation rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Good to have you with us. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com and the TuneIn app or the Rush Radio Android app, thank you for downloading us and tuning us in this morning. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button. We like our subscribers growing. We also like it when you like this video, share this video, and leave a comment in the comment section. Follow us on X at Rush Mornings. Like our Facebook page, The Rush with Travis and Ross. And you can also like our Instagram page, which is The Rush Radio Show. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Here till 8 o'clock today. And we want to tell you about something big coming up on Tuesday, September 16th. From 4:45 until 7:30 at Willis Automotive, it's the new car show. It's they're going to debut all the brand new cars from all their brands, and this is quite an event. You're going to get food, you might get a little alcohol, you might get a little live music. It's a good time to go. Not just, and they're not going to be like selling you a car. Well, if you want to buy a car, you can buy a car, but it's a chance just to go out and see the new lineup of cars.
It's not quite, and again, I've not been to one of these, so I shouldn't speak to it. We should have Jason come on and kind of talk to us. But what I'm envisioning in my head, what they've explained to us, they kind of just open up the showroom, open up the dealership, really, the entire auto campus that they've got out there at Willis. And then, they've got some drinks and some food and some cool cars for you to check out.
So here it is. You're going to feature the latest models from their family of brands, along with a stadium-inspired food and drinks. So think if you're going to a game, all the food is going to be stadium-inspired, and you have an opportunity to win a trip for two to Seville, Spain. Yes.
I didn't hear that part. What now?
You a chance to win a trip for two to Seville, Spain. Last year, they gave away a trip to Porto, Portugal, where you've been. This year, they're sending people to Spain.
Huh. That's a cool thing.
So not only do you get to have some food and some stadium-inspired drinks, you might walk away going, I'm going to Spain. Well, I've never been to Spain, but I kind of like... Sorry. Little Three Dog Night, right?
Three Dog Night. Yeah. Who wrote it, though? It was written... Was that a Neil Diamond, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that.
About to find out.
Look at Ross. Never thought I'd break down this song, which I like.
I swore that was like a written by Hoyt Axton. So just like Neil Diamond.
Okay, sure. I'll trust you on that one.
Taylor said Elvis. Elvis never wrote a thing.
That's not true. I believe he wrote That's All Right, Mama.
I listened to another podcast on Elvis this weekend that Malcolm Gladwell did.
Don't pee in my Cheerios. Don't bring me down about
Malcolm
Elvis.
Gladwell loves Elvis.
Okay.
Did you know he didn't have sex with Priscilla Presley for 6 years?
She was a minor, right?
Kept her in a room. Well, he was 14 when they met. But even when they were married... anyway, you're right. I don't want to pee in your parade.
Pee in my Cheerios.
Yeah, that thing.
Of course, it is game week, as we mentioned, coming up on Saturday, the debut of Black and Gold Rush following the Iowa game against Albany. We'll probably be going on the air right around 8:30, depending on when that game ends. Unlike past years, when you listen to us during the postgame show, you had to wait for about an hour and a half for the Iowa postgame to get over. That's not going to be the case this year. We're going to go on right after the game, and I promise you, without even seeing the game yet, and I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk a lot about the quarterback situation. Mark Gronowski getting ready to make his first start as an Iowa quarterback. And Ross, every year we talk about the quarterback. And I should have said when we went to break, a lack of consistency. I mean, there's been last year was kind of hit and miss because of injuries, but there's been stability at quarterback. But the quarterback position has always been probably the most talked about, the most criticized, always wanting something better because it was never able to produce the results.
Yeah.
Gronowski comes in highly coveted, highly decorated in the FCS level. He was 49-6 as a starter at South Dakota State, threw for over 10,000 yards, 93 touchdowns. He's mobile. He ran for over 1,000 yards. The pressure this guy is under, right? Besides like completing 99% of his passes and 4 touchdowns on Saturday, can this guy win with the fans? Or will there always work on that first game, right?
Yeah, dude. You know when he's going to win over the fans?
When he beats Iowa State?
No. Okay, hear me out on this. Okay, because most fans, the minute he goes under center with the Tiger Hawk on his helmet. Hello. Good morning. Yep. Supposed to check the weather. The minute he goes under center with that Tiger Hawk on his helmet, most fans are going to go, he's our guy. Now, what do Hawkeye fans do with their quarterbacks?
They eat him alive.
Better get ready to cheer for Hank Brown because he's the sophomore that's number 2 on the depth chart, and the most popular guy is always the backup, right? I think, Travis, you said a couple things there that I'd like to I think there are some variants on. When you say no matter what, we're going to be talking about the quarterback, there is a chance, and I can see a couple of different scenarios where that's not necessarily the story. The story. Stereo? That's not necessarily the story. One of those scenarios is he just plays good. Because they're playing Albany. We're not going to expect much. What our expectations are going to be don't make any mistakes, make a couple of plays. I don't think they have to be big plays. And then by the time we're getting into the fourth quarter, we get to see Hank Brown and we get to see some of those backups because it's a 35-point game and the defense is crushing them. If that's the scenario, then you and I are going to come on. We're going to talk about some of these new names that we saw on defense, what the receivers and the tight ends looked like, because I do think this offense around this quarterback is really good. Now, but let's talk about those expectations of quarterback, because you nailed it, man. He's not the first guy that's gone under center with expectations. Hell, go back to Spencer Petras, and I think because really Nate Stanley had a good career.
Yeah.
Nate Stanley had a really good career. We just wanted more from it. We wanted more action and more big play thing. But, man, you look at the guy's career, it was fantastic. When Spencer Petras took over and there was all this hype about him and he just broke Jared Goff's records in high school and then there was nothing. Actually, it was that regression thing we saw. He wins he goes to that Peyton Manning camp. There's all that rave about him. Comes back that year. Nothing. No playmaking. So hamstrung by the offense around him and the plays coming into his headset. And then all the hype starts to happen again. This reminds me of the Cade McNamara thing. Now, there's no injury coming off of it. Gronowski didn't lose his job, but I just mean the hype. Before we've seen him take a snap, there's this is the guy. I get nervous about that. I go, the offense is really good. You got a running back room that's solid. Even despite losing Johnson, you got a deep, solid running back room. I think the receivers, especially, and I'm sure we'll get into some of the depth chart here, but it seems to me like for the first time in a long time, there is legitimate, I don't want to say excitement, but like I like these receivers deep. I like 3 or 4 of these receivers when you get into that room. I like the tight ends.
Oh, tight end is so deep. You got Addison Estrenga, you got Zach Ortworth, Hayden Large. Right there, that tight end room, you could lose one and one's going to step up, right?
I agree. Yep. That's a good, solid room. Running back looks the same to me also. Remember that last year, going into the open, at this point last year, Johnson was the backup. Kamari Moulton was ahead of him. So I love the fact that you've got who is it? It's you still got Washington,
Kamari Moulton, then
Yep.
you got Terrell Washington Jr., then Xavier Williams, then Jazian Patterson. Does it surprise you that Patterson and he's number 2 on the OR, which means to me, I look at this and I look at Moulton, I look at Washington, I look at Williams, I look at Patterson. To me, all I see is all 4 are going to play.
I like that. I see all 4 guys that I'm okay with of going, oh yeah, I could see him getting 15 carries. I mean, I don't know Xavier Williams, but I'm guessing if he's up there with Jazz Patterson, who I liked a lot. The wide receivers, let's get to that because did you read Chad's analysis on Hawk Central by chance, or did you get that on the text thread?
I did not.
Okay. So if you notice, the receivers, the top receivers are Seth Anderson, Jacob Gill, and we'll get to the third number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, the third number 1 is Sam Phillips. So you've got Reese Vanderzee, you got Caden Weegan, KJ Parker, Sam Phillips, 5'7" senior,
junior.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. The Hawk Central article has him listed as a senior. Am I?
I'm on the depth chart right now, and Iowa has him listed as a junior. So.
All right. I apologize. Yeah, the wide receiver X got Sam Phillips, 5'7", 183 senior. Man, and that could be. But this is Chad's analysis that I thought was interesting. The top news here is that Phillips, the Chattanooga transfer, has launched himself to the top of the depth chart over incumbent starters with more Iowa experience. This should tell us that Phillips has used his speed to get open on a consistent basis in fall camp. Size doesn't matter to Iowa at the X receiver position. I like that. Got a little Julian Edelman out there.
Because I think there was kind of a shock to a lot of people that Reese Vanderzee wasn't the number 1 wide receiver there. You're talking 6'4", playmaker, until he got hurt last year, was showing signs of just absolute.
They trusted him in those very first games. Didn't he have the touch? Did he have the first touchdown of the year? Did he have the touchdown against Iowa State last year?
My memory. I don't remember.
I don't remember stuff like that, but it's somewhere in there. He had a big catch early, had a big touchdown early on, whether it was the first throwing touchdown of the year or caught one against Iowa State. I remember it was a big moment that they trusted him. They went to him. So I like the offense. I like all of those pieces. And everything that I've heard about the quarterback. Why am I cautious?
Because we've been here before.
Okay, thank you.
We've been here before, and it's one of those things. I mean, Iowa's going to be good. What we want Iowa to be great, right? And I think that's where it's like we're the jilted lovers.
Yeah.
And that is Now, if they come out, they're in tempo. It's running on all cylinders. Even though it's Albany, we're going to be like, look at this machine.
Oh God.
We're gonna take the bait. Right now, we're the fish just going, I don't know. I've seen this little shiny thing in the water before. And the last time I got yanked out of the water and somebody's holding me with their thumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
So right now we're just like, and then on Saturday when they win like 52-7. We're going to jump right on that bait.
Oh, do you think they're going to be the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed in the national in the college football playoff, Travis? Well, let's see. Well, they're definitely going to win the Big Ten. Let's see, 15-0. Is that our?
Because that's what we do as fans, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah, that team beat Albany so bad. Bring on the Browns, dude. Do you think they could beat the Browns?
I mean, Mark Gronowski might be the quarterback for the Browns next year. They're just going to take a quarterback every single year. I mean, I know. Trust me, I'm excited about him. I am. I mean, he's got he already and I fall into this trap. I fall into this trap because I take the bait. I'm gullible, but it's one of these. He's a smart kid. I mean, he's got his bachelor's and master's in mechanical engineering already. I mean, he's a mechanical freaking engineer from a really good engineering school in South Dakota State. How can he not quarterback the Hawkeyes to greatness being a mechanical engineer? I take the bait, man. I take the bait when it comes to grades and degrees. Ross is now
no. There's a name.
Hands in his head going.
No, I'm trying to rack my brain. I can't believe I'm a blank on this. Quarterback that Iowa had transferred to Michigan. He was a doctor. He was the kid that, oh my gosh, Ross. I feel like an idiot here. I'm so sorry. I hate
Jake
when that
Rudock.
stuff happens. Jake, thank you. I knew it was like an odd CH. Good call. Good job,
But again, we're in those quarterbacks where he was the starter, and that's where Kirk 2.0 came out. We're like, Jake, you're good. You're going to go start at Michigan, but we just need to make a change because everybody else wants this guy.
Jake Rudock. Thank you guys. And now they're flooding in there. Thank you guys so much. I can't believe that wasn't in my brain. File cabinet was empty that time. Pulled on the drawer, and it was like, what?
Where's it at?
It's not in there.
Deep.
It's not in there. Where's the file?
You know, Iowa it's always been about, unfortunately, the offense because the defense has been so dominant in the last couple of years. It wasn't great last year. What intrigues you more heading into the Albany game? Is it the Iowa offense or is it the Iowa defense that is replacing a lot?
It's replacing a lot, but Travis, still so many like exciting playmakers on defense. I love Llewellyn and Herkett. Dude, Aaron Graves, from the minute he showed up, I was like, oh, this guy just feels like he feels like a Chad Greenway, Matt Roth type of like grit your damn teeth and get after it. I love that defensive front.
I mean, you got Deshaun Lee back. Xavier, big year for Xavier Wampa.
Last year was a big year for Xavier Wampa, and I think that early on, it's fair to say he didn't live up to some of the expectations, right? That not a banner year for Xavier last year. It didn't. So that can be a good thing. The silver lining in that is the expectations are a little bit more manageable this year. And now you've got a chance to really splash on the scene again. You have a great year in that secondary, and you can change your life. And that has to be the message that Kirk Ferentz is, he's got to have Micah Hyde showing up going, hey, dude, this is it. Go get it. So secondary, I was looking at the linebackers, Travis. Secondary, I think is going to be do what the Iowa secondary does. Some guys are going to come out of that and surprise us. They'll be fine. Dude, the linebackers have a lot to replace. That's got to be
really,
the
how
biggest.
many of those names do you even know?
Not many. And so that's where it's going to be figuring it out. How prepared are they? Are we going to learn much against Albany with that?
No, you're not. You're going to learn a lot against Iowa State.
Yeah, who's already been tested. So I guess that's my I'm excited about the defense because I trust it. I'm not this is so weird. Don't know all the names on defense, not familiar with every player on that 11, comfortable with it. Offense, know every name of the 11, comfortable with all of them, believe in their ability, think they're all Big Ten talent. Like really good Big Ten talent, not can compete. These guys are really good. Why am I cautious about the offense where I know all 11 dudes when with the defense, I'm like, oh, they'll be all right.
Well, I think you look at the defense, and if I'm doing my perusing correctly, on the two deep all the way through, you only have two transfers that are on, and it's the same position at right tackle. Bryce Hawthorne, who transferred from South Dakota State, is the starter. Jonah Pace, who's transferred from Central Michigan, is the backup. Otherwise, you have basically guys who have been in the program. Go to offense, it's a little bit different. A lot more transfers. But you know why? Because with Phil Parker, there's been that level of consistency, and you kind of know what you're going to get, right? The offense has not been consistent. How many offensive coordinators have you and I had to talk about in the last 15 years?
But dude, how many times, again, that conversation about the quarterback, that cliche about Hawkeye fans, and for a long time it was true about Cyclone fans, the most popular guy is the backup quarterback. That's a tough conversation to say the last couple of years because Hawkeye fans even hated the backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, and when we got down to the fourth one, they're like, well, we want to hate we don't want to hate the guy because he's a walk-on and he wasn't supposed to be in the position, but well, you carry the mantle now.
We literally had a period of time where people were arguing that the best quarterback was playing defensive back.
You're talking about Cooper DeJean.
For a solid year, a percentage of for 2 years, a percentage of the fan base thought the best quarterback on the roster was in the defensive backfield, and a good argument
because he was the best athlete on the field.
So like that, yeah. So,
and kind of got to put it into perspective. Listen, it's game week. We're excited. We're going to launch the Black and Gold Rush, but this kind of sums it up. Saturday is going to be a scrimmage. Big test comes in Ames. 100%.
Absolutely right, Dave.
But if the scrimmage doesn't go as planned, then that's where your head starts playing with you.
We've seen it. We've seen good Hawkeye teams struggle out of the gate against these teams like this. Man, remember when the Hawkeyes played like Missouri State? Does that ring a bell? Again, I'm pulling on these memory cabinets that you and I barely have any RAM left for.
I mean, yeah, our hard drive is full, and we've been unplugged and lost all memory.
Right.
But I would say even when they played, because Gronowski played Iowa a couple of years ago when he was at South Dakota State, I think that game was 7-3. I think you justify it by going, oh well, South Dakota State's one of those better FCS teams, but you're also going, man, you're a Big Ten team, and it leaves you with a little bit of worry.
So let's talk about some scenarios. Back to your original thing about the conversation on Saturday and the Black and Gold Rush is going to be about the quarterback. I think you're probably right, but I hope it's not because if he plays great, it'll just be, wow, we're in for a ride here. That'll be a fun conversation. If he plays just really good, makes some plays, gets the Hawkeyes out in front, hands the ball off, doesn't make any mistakes, my hope would be that we're having a conversation about this defense, who these linebackers are, Xavier Wampka's 2 pick sixes.
If he just plays okay and serviceable, right? Now, I mean, we look at Rocco Beck, what he did against Kansas. Was Rocco Beck great against Kansas State? No, but he was great at times when he needed to be. But yes, it was one of those, it's a proven commodity. You're really good with Rocco Beck. Mark Gronowski, we're going to be like, okay, I need to see more. I didn't need to see more from Rocco Beck. I know Rocco Beck's going to be fine. Here it's going to, you still got to prove it to me.
Dude, if we saw the exact same game, but again, it's against Albany at home. Hawkeye fans will freak out. If Saturday night we get on the air and he's 14 for 28 with a touchdown, is that what Rocco was? 183.
Was it 2 touchdowns or he was part of all 3.
He did throw 2 and then ran for the 3rd. Okay, so 14 of 28, 183, 2 touchdowns through the air and 1 on the ground. We will look at that and go, man, we're going to need more from him. And we should. Even if he makes those same plays and does that at home against Albany, you had the same game that Rocco Beck had in Dublin against the top 25 conference opponent. That ain't going to cut it. So what is going to make Hawkeye fans call in and say, what's going to make us start the show and say, damn, is there a stat line? Is it plays that we have to see?
I think it's the eye test. I think it is the eye test. I do think this. I think people want to see some mobility. And I also think they want to see flow, right? I mean, get in a rhythm. When Iowa State was really good against Kansas State, you could see they were in a rhythm. I think they just want to see a rhythm to this offense that you go, okay, I can see what they're doing here. It's not going to be perfect on game one. Again, you got to consider the opponent, but there are certain things you want to see from just a rhythm, a flow, efficiency. Even if every play doesn't connect, you go, ooh, that was close. That was close. 515-517-2303. That's the number to call. Where will you be watching the Iowa game? Because for those of you with YouTube TV, like myself, I may be SOL. Details coming up on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
I love working with guests because I'm a people person. I love helping solve issues.
I like working with guests is the little conversations you have back and forth prior to what you recommend. People from other parts of the United States,
All the guests are super nice. They're very friendly.
Just meeting new people along the way. I think it's kind of fun.
My favorite part working about Willis is the environment. I love all my coworkers.
The cars we see here, I'm a very, I like the old vintage cars that we get.
Honestly, I just love the culture here. I love that it feels like it's a family-run company, because it is.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the RushRadio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hey, it's Marion with Willis Volvo Cars. With all those miles you put on your car over the summer and any last-minute road trips you have before school starts, your car might be ready for maintenance. Come on down to get an alignment for $179.95 and $25 off an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
Rush, strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you along on a Tuesday. We're here till 8 o'clock. Don't forget, if you ever miss any part of the show, you can just go to therushladio.com, click on the Listen Live link because it plays over and over again 24/7. Or you can, wherever you download your favorite podcast, whether that's Spotify, Apple Music, we host it on Podbean. You can find it out there. So, and always the replay is available on YouTube. Ross trying to tug at my heartstrings. And when I was talking about Greta leaving earlier, it wasn't about my worry for her. It was about worry from my wife and I having to live together. Because your quote that Courtney sent you was, healthy kids leave the nest. I totally agree with that, right? And look where my kids have gone. My girls must be extremely healthy because they flew as far away as possible. Oh, you're muted. Hold on for a second.
Why is that happening lately?
I don't know.
Yeah, Owen hears that and he's like, "What the hell?" I never left leaving the nest. What does that mean? Does that mean leaving town?
No, I think it's just because
Getting out of the house.
Owen's over here a lot, right? I mean, it's not like he needs mom and dad to. I mean,
Owen's a healthy bird.
Yeah, he's a healthy bird. Now the girls just flew farther away.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was talking about moving my daughter, I'm not worried. Oh my God, who's not going to be homesick? She's not going to be homesick. She's like, it's me. It's me. Of course, we've talked.
As your friend, I've always been very proud of the dad I've seen you be. Your kids love you. You got great kids. They're smart. fun to talk to. So good job.
We were talking about the Iowa game, of course, playing Albany. Believe it or not, this game's on television. It's going to be on FS1.
For some of us.
Well, hopefully, cooler heads can prevail and they can get this solved. You remember back I'm going to get to it because I got an email from YouTube TV last night saying, hey, just to let everybody know, I love how they send this 2 days before the negotiations, the contracts. If you want to let me, you know why? Because if they would have announced it a week ago or 2 weeks ago, their subscriptions would have dropped. They're like, well, I'm not going to gamble here. So YouTube TV is in negotiation with Fox and to renew their Fox program. And the contract expires tomorrow, meaning that come tomorrow, I could turn on YouTube TV. My FS1's not going to, my other Fox programming is not going to be there. And the Iowa game is in Fox Sports 1. I got to be honest, Rob, I've been a YouTube TV guy since YouTube TV was like $30 a month. It's $86 a month now. And I gladly pay the bill. Yes, it's $86 a month. I gladly pay the bill. I don't have many other things. But if that game is not on my YouTube TV on Saturday, I will cancel my YouTube TV subscription. I will either get Hulu or I'll just go ahead and get the ESPN Fox bundle and pay $50 a month and just have the sports.
Yeah, the ESPN Disney thing that you can do, right?
Yeah, ESPN has now its direct-to-consumer sports app and Fox, but you can bundle those two together for $50. I don't want to do that because my wife likes the YouTube TV. She can record she loves CBS Sunday Morning. She looks forward to that. But I'm not going to put up with these. I understand the games, and I understand that they may even up the bill because Fox is going to say, well, if you want us, you got to pay more money. It's no different than when the TV fights between 5, 8, and 13 when it came to DirecTV and Dish and stuff like that. They want money for their product. I understand that, and I'm willing to pay more. But if it's not there on Saturday, I'm done with you. I'm just done with you.
They wait till the last minute. I mean, obviously, they're trying to just work a lot like me in real estate, man. Things are happening behind the scenes that I don't want. My client doesn't need to know about, right? You don't need to hear about all the labor pains. You need to see the baby. I don't tell them about every conversation that I have or disagreement that I have with the other agent or whatever. You work through some of that stuff, and then when you have to, you say, all right, this is at the last, not last minute, but I get why they wait to say, hey, by the way, things aren't going well and you might lose your thing tomorrow. I get why they do that. But it also, I think, is a tactic for, like, it used to be at least. And I don't think they quite do it the same way anymore, Trav, but do you remember when it would be like, I can remember my dad would turn on the TV and it would be like, call your provider and bitch. Call them and tell them that you're about to lose your favorite program. And I always wondered, like, man, is that effective? Is that effective?
It would just make it would piss me off that you did that because you're asking your switchboard to field all these complaints.
Exactly.
YouTube TV did the exact opposite. What it did in its email, it said, "Hey, here's the deal. If it goes away, we're going to give you a $10 credit. Wow, $10 off 86. Thanks." But they said, "Hey, if you want your Fox programming, they have Fox 1 now. Go ahead and subscribe to that." I mean, they said go subscribe.
Handed it. See, I like that. I like that approach better than, hey, call to them and tell them how important we are. So I like that approach, I guess.
When I was on television on Sundays, I worked for a CBS affiliate in Omaha. So we'd always host the Chiefs games. And it made sense because the Chiefs were 2.5 hours away. You were the Chiefs affiliate. Well, there were better games on, but we had the Chiefs. And my psychology with callers, because they'd call, "Can I have the sports department, please?" And then, "Damn it, why am I watching the Chiefs?" I go, I want to watch that game too. Do you understand that I can't even watch that game that you want to watch? I want to watch it. I'm in the TV studio. It's not like we have just every game up like an NFL Sunday Ticket. I don't get all the CBS games. I only get the one that's coming here. I don't want to watch the Chiefs either, but I'm stuck with it. And they go, "Really? Yeah, man, okay."
There you go, dude. Look, Look at you drawing empathy out of people.
Well, it's just reverse psychology to say, hey, I feel you. I feel your pain.
See, I tried to give you credit for it. I was saying you drew empathy out of them, and you're like, no, I just manipulated them.
Yes, that's what I did. I manipulated them. But this shows too. We were talking about brands earlier in the Caitlyn Clark logo. I'm loyal to a fault. And I don't jump around to a lot of things. I've had YouTube TV, even though it's probably the most expensive product out there. Why? Because it's never let me down. It's been consistent, and I don't like change just for the sake of change. I'm not. Oh my God, Hulu is $30 cheaper. I can get that, and probably the same thing. Yeah, but I'm happy with YouTube TV. This is one that will say, you know what?
Dude, it's that familiarity and that comfort thing. Change is hard.
Yes.
My dad still has one of I think Direct TV. I mean, again, the guy that gets his newspaper delivered, sometimes on the roof, still gets Direct TV.
So I have a question about Direct TV.
Yeah.
Is Direct TV still a dish, or is it an app now?
Oh, dude, that's a great question. I think he has a dish on the back corner of his roof. I think. I don't know. I can't answer the question. I haven't had one of those for 15 years.
There's no need to.
And Travis, so the $86 a month, I'm with you. I would do the exact same thing. Hulu's done this. Netflix has done this. They just raise it and raise it and raise it. Oh, yeah, by the way, we're charging you another $5 a month. And you go, darn it. It's okay. It's a cup of coffee. And then you look down and it's $86 a month. I still have the Hulu Live. I love that. I get the sports package. I bundled it as far as I know. I think I've always bundled it with Disney and ESPN and all that, because I've always had those. I get all the ESPNs. If I get sports on that Hulu Live, that it's crazy. There's always like tennis or soccer or some, you know what I mean, like SEC softball. It's crazy the amount of sports that I get on that. So, I mean, oftentimes, like even Saturday, when I went to go I thought I'll fire it up, and the very first thing is going to be Iowa State, K-State, right? Even on my sports tab, it was like the third thing over. So I love the Hulu thing has been great. I'm not worried about losing it, about losing the game. But I would say if I was in your position, Travis, and they said, hey, by the way, you won't be able, because every now and again, like with the Hawkeye, when Caitlyn Clark would be on Peacock, I don't have Peacock.
And I specifically got Peacock for Iowa and Big Ten events. There's movies on there, there's shows on there. I only have it for the sports. I pay, and they went from $7.99 to $10.99 a month. I'm okay with that. Now, if all of a sudden you said, hey, Big Ten's not going to be on Peacock, I'd be like, I'm done. I don't need it. So this is testing my law. And I know it's not YouTube TV's fault. It's the negotiation of, hey, Fox wants more money. They're trying to come up to an agreement. But the truth is, I need to watch the Iowa game. And if I got to go spend $30 a month just to get the Iowa games, then I'm just going to ditch YouTube TV.
It's also kind of crappy. And I know that it's just the way the world works. But like, it kind of rubs me in some way that you, Travis, were the very first person I ever knew that said, hey, have you checked out YouTube TV? I'm like, well, yeah, I've watched YouTube. You're like, no. No, that's a whole different deal. YouTube TV. You loved it. You're a big advocate of it. It sucks to me that companies don't recognize that in some way. Hey, thanks for being loyal. Thanks for being an early adopter to our technology here. We are going to cap your bill. You're going to pay like 75% of the original, you know what I mean, for whatever, however many times we raise it, you only have to pay 75% because you're,
Well, how about this? I am a YouTube TV subscriber. I am a YouTube premium member on YouTube, so I don't get the ads, and I'm a YouTube music subscriber. So my YouTube bill every month is almost $145, $150 when I combine the YouTube premium and the YouTube Music bundle. I mean, to me, that's loyal.
I would say so. Austin, see, this is why I love this community. This community. Owen has to be tech savvy enough to help you grab a pirated stream.
He probably is. Either that or just go to his house and watch the game there. But I want to watch it in the comfort of my own home.
I get it.
It just sucks when the consumer, who's the end user here, gets caught between a pissing match between two companies that are trying to negotiate. Because the only person that lose is the consumer.
I'm sorry. I normally wouldn't endorse this type of thing. What? Ray says $86 is more than I pay for weed every month.
Are you growing your own, Ray?
What? I honestly just assumed like half of Ray's budget was for weed. I'm not kidding. Weed or weed associated apparel and accessories.
David says, well, you can always listen to Gary Dolphin on the radio. I want to know what's going on in the game.
That's fair. Anybody that's watched the game and listened, that's Gary. When you're listening to a broadcast,
there's nobody better. I shouldn't say that. That's a overreaching statement. But the excitement level, everything. But we'll be watching and listening to it. We're like, oh, did that? Not exactly as described.
Your hometown broadcast is supposed to give you your hometown slant.
Gives you the goosebumps.
If you listen to John Walters and Eric Heft, you're not getting an unbiased representation of the game. You can't just listen to that game and then give an unbiased analysis, right? I mean, John and Eric will, when there's a call against the Cyclones, you'll hear them, no! John, no, but like when you say nobody's better, John is one of those elite guys of that passion and emotion and feeling. There are times we watch Gary and and it's the same thing. It's a broadcast. He doesn't have to tell you exactly. He's telling what he feels. He's telling you what he's seeing. Sometimes he's not seeing exactly what you see when you watch the game. So yeah, you can't. I mean, I'm with you. It's awesome when you're driving down the road. It keeps you up to date. It's like having your buddy in the car watching the game and telling you about it. It's not like watching the game.
Ray wants to send a correction. It's 2 times more than I spend on weed every month. Then you're not doing very much weed, Rev.
Not as much as I thought, I guess. Or maybe weed's cheaper than I knew.
Or are you counting your vape cartridges in there too?
Or is he getting high off his own supply, if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jim Zabel was a great example. Mother Trucker wrote this in. It says, Jim Zabel, you get goosebumps listening back in the day because you didn't know what the hell was going on. That's the old classic line. It was Forrest Evashevsky. They asked him about at the end of the season. They were like, Coach, of all the games this year, which was your favorite? And he said, well, of the 22 games we played last year, I'd have to say. And one of the guys like, Coach, you only played 11. He's like, no, there's the 11 we played and the 11 Zabel called.
Deb says, DirecTV here and rural with Dish. Loyal due to local channels and sports and DVR only one bill to keep track of, just to have to call once a year to get discounts added back on. And I don't like, and Deb, I know what you're doing there. What I don't like is, like when I canceled Paramount one time, and I'm a Paramount guy too, because it's only like $8.99 a month. As soon as I cancel it, we'll give you 4 more months free.
Yeah.
Why don't you just give it to me for being loyal in the first place? Or if I get to the end of the year and go, hey, you know what? We're going to give you 2 months free because you've been loyal and you stayed with us a year. Or you're a 5-year subscriber, whatever it is. I hate it that you have to cancel to get a deal.
You just brought back a bad memory.
What was that?
When Williams left the radio station, right? There was this. Do you remember how this all went down? Where
you're talking about Chris Williams, who's over at Iowa Everywhere.
Yeah. So Williams left the radio station, and it was like, hey, we're going to rework a contract with you, but it takes months to rework these contracts. Months, because there's so much red tape. We're going to get you a co-host. We're going to figure this all out. Well, by the time months ran around, I was done. I quit. Remember this? I went in and I gave my 2-week notice. I had a summer of doing the shows by myself with Eric Zamora. I love Z, but Z was producer. Didn't really want to be on the air every day, and I had to drag. It was just a lot, and I was done. My candle was fried. I'm ready to walk out of the radio station. So I go in and put in my 2-week notice. And magically appears in front of me a contract to go back and do mornings with Travis. Aren't you glad we have done this for you, Ross? Where was that in March? Why did you let me spin in the wind all summer long if you guys had this thing worked up? If you're willing to give me the discount when I'm ready to walk out the door, how come I didn't get an email from you that said, hey, we recognize your loyalty. We recognize that you've been a customer and you're giving us $140 a month. We've checked into this. You deserve a little pat on the back. Thanks for being you, Travis. And instead, they wait until you go, hey, I'm not recognized or appreciated around this joint. I got to go. And they go, oh, yeah. We've actually, look at this. Look at all this stuff we've been waiting. We've been waiting for you to say that that you weren't appreciated. We've just been holding it back here so that you didn't really feel it. And it makes you become jaded. That ruins it. You can't. That relationship with that guy was done. He'd burned me a couple of times like that. You're toast. I'd have nothing to do with you.
No, you were lucky you got a contract because it gave you some cushion when they fired you.
You're right about that. Right about that. I was lucky but then it just ruined everything because then it was like, well, Heather thought I took her job. And had gone in there and negotiated to take that. No, they presented it to me. They came to me and said, dude, well, please stay. Chris says, and they still fired you 2 times.
Yeah, but it worked out much better. We are doing the exact same show the way we want to do it without any corporate interference.
Yes, exactly. It all worked out. But that did trigger that when you said that thing of like, man, I'm getting ready to walk. They always do this thing where you're getting ready to walk out and they go, hey, by the way, we've been thinking about this. We've got this whole package ready for people just like you that are ready to leave us. Well, then why didn't you do the thing to entice me to stay?
Because they think because deep down, they don't have a relationship with you. They're just playing a game and negotiating.
Exactly. And getting something's better than getting nothing. So we'd rather milk this until we can get something out of you again.
Of course, Iowa isn't the only big game this weekend. You have Texas, Ohio State. That's a pretty big game.
Oh,
you start the season in 1 versus 2. Of course, Dave Portnoy is going to be part of the Fox coverage now, and he will be part of Fox Big Noon Kickoff. But Ross, Dave Portnoy has been banned from the Horseshoe. He's not allowed inside the Horseshoe. Of course, he's a Michigan grad. He has been trolling Ohio State for years. What do you think of that to say? Because they were going to do it was going to be the Barstool kickoff show followed by Big Noon Kickoff. Barstool has now said they're not even going to go live from Columbus. Portnoy is going to be on the outside of the stadium. They're going to finish the show on the inside of the stadium, but he's not allowed to go in. Now, Portnoy is a polarizing dude. Totally get it. You either love Dave Portnoy or you hate his guts. I get it. This looks petty.
If you made me pick, I'd pick love Portnoy.
I'm kind of with you.
But again, I hate that I hate that black and white choice because there's a lot of stuff he does I don't like. But Travis, isn't this one of those situations? Like I'm trying to recall, we had a name for this, or we had when your objection to it causes more. I think that the horns down thing is a great example of this. If the Big 12 would have just been like, so what? People are doing horns down. But instead, Texas was like, no, that hurts our feelings. I think, am I wrong that Ohio State should have just been like, oh, yeah, come on in.
Ignore him. Just ignore him. Nobody would have known. It adds to the flavor. It adds to the rivalry.
You know what they should have...
I don't know if this is true, but I want to put this up there from Chris. He goes, did you see Portnoy tweet about the ban? And then Connor Stallions replied to ask him if he needs to get in the stadium.
That's funny. Fantastic. That's fantastic.
Listen, I'm always going to tend to somebody or support somebody that's politically incorrect. Even if I disagree with them, I like the fact that you're willing to put yourself out there and just be different from somebody else. The only way you can separate yourself.
Yeah.
Like JT says, well, Barstool is just a girl's gone wild to sports. You know what?
But here's the thing. They embrace that. They don't run from it. They don't. I don't think they claim, and I won't disagree with JT. I think they are. I was listening to a podcast last night about a stolen valor thing. This lady who claimed to be a veteran and she was not, and it all got uncovered because she was on a Barstool podcast. So they interviewed the host of the Barstool podcast. It was some lady I'd never heard of, but she was really interesting. And she even said, "I work for Barstool Sports, and if you don't know what that is, we're basically the lowest brow of media. We're the lowest tier. We're the absolute lowest threshold of media." I thought that's a fair way to say it.
They embraced it.
Yeah,
you embrace it.
Right. Don't have to love it. Don't have to hate it. You can pick it apart. You can have discretion. Dude, I was just looking it up here because I wanted to know before we get going. So that game's an 11 a.m. kickoff.
Yeah. We get to watch number 1 versus number 2 right away and then flow right into the Iowa game. It's going to be a great day of college football. Great day. All right, folks, we got the show wrapping up. Thank you so much for listening or watching. Go to therushradio.com. 2 things. Hit the merch tab, get your Rush Radio merch, and click the promotions tab and sign up for our college football pick 'em pool. We'll have fun all season long. Keep track of where people stand. For Ross Peterson, I'm Travis Justice. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 6 a.m. on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
It's Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes. No artificial dyes and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on therushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. It's August, and while most of Iowa has shifted their attention to corn dogs and butter cows, us here at Mini of Des Moines are still focused on making sure your Mini is running properly and well maintained. Please give us a call or schedule your appointment online at miniofdesmoines.com.
bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience Links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.